Devoid of Space is a space horror anthology. The contents of these episodes may not be for everyone, so please listen with care. This episode, the Xerxes Report Burning Blood, contains the following content warnings: slow/torturous death, body horror, and unexpected screaming.
Let's take this from the top. It's necessary to have this all recorded as much as possible. Whatever is happening to the crew of the Aurora is unnatural and terrifying. We must know the reasons it occurred and the full process of the effects. I feel like I am risking my neck here as a doctor, but they ended up here. I am responsible for this. It is currently Orion 17th 138 SSC here at the main Luna hospital. 2 days ago, the crew of the Aurora crash-landed near our hospital. We immediately rushed out to help. All members of the crew were alive, but several were severely injured. All 14 of them are currently hospitalized. It only took a couple hours to notice that even the members who suffered minor physical injuries in the crash were not well. The first thing we noticed about the 14 crew members is their blood. At first, when we rescued the crew, we thought that perhaps there was a chemical spillage. The white substance was unlike any kind of blood we have encountered in humankind, although, as we know now, it's not blood at all. The substance itself first appeared to be similar to blood, but as we tested it further, it seems to be more akin to fuel. Which is ridiculous. Moving on. The liquid was of a boiling temperature, over 150 degrees Celsius. It was oozing out of open wounds for everyone with an injury and out of the eyes, nose, and mouths of several others. We've determined that everyone aboard has internal burns, and any places where the fluid leaked out is burned as well, scarring each crew member. It is a mystery as to how any of them are still alive, but is it possible their bodies adjusted to whatever has replaced their blood? It sounds ridiculous to believe that they've been mutated, but there's no other reasonable explanation at the moment.
Dr. Fennel, do you have a moment?
What is it, Joshua? I'm trying to record what has happened so far to the Aurora's crew. Unless you have an update or explanation for me, I don't want to hear it.
It is an update. You don't need to be so harsh. I understand you're stressed out, but we all are.
What is it?
Most of the crew are either in comas from what happened or under heavy sedations from the pain they're experiencing.
None of them have died?
Not yet. Whatever happened to them, their bodies tried to adjust to it in order to keep them alive. On a physical level, their bodies have adjusted. They can survive without too many complications. It's possible whatever mutated their blood, it also changed their bodies. On the other hand, the mental effects of having this boiling liquid inside, I think if they die, it'll be because they can't tolerate the sensation of being on fire.
Living in pain isn't easy. We've advanced enough in the last century or so to ease the suffering of those with chronic pain. It takes a toll on people.
This seems to be one of the worst cases of it. There is no break to be had unless we heavily medicate them. But at that point, they're not really functioning or aware. It's not really living.
No, it's not. Is that all?
No, I have some of what could be called good news. One of the crewmates is awake and conscious. As conscious as somebody could be. He's able to communicate despite his pain, and that is more than any of the other 13 can do. We theorized, that the process might be developing at different rates for different members. Who knows why it's affecting him like that?
That is what we're trying to figure out now, Joshua.
I wanted to know if you wanted to speak to him.
Is he able to move, or should I go to him?
It's probably going to be better if you go and talk to him. I'm not sure moving the young man is a good idea.
I'll be right there. Hello. Can you hear me? Can you understand what I'm saying?
I don't understand. Why am I here?
You crashed and landed nearby. I am hoping to understand what happened to you and the others.
My blood feels like it's on fire. Do you? Feels like?
No, I don't know what that feels like.
Please, can you stop the burning? I've lived with pain, but this is too much.
We can try. We're going to do our best to save you all. I know it's difficult, but you are the only member who is not writhing in pain or unconscious. Are you able to answer questions?
I don't know.
I'll make them simple for you. Just tell me what you can.
Okay.
What's your name?
I don't remember.
That's fine. Let's move on. Do you remember the name of the vessel you traveled on?
The Aurora?
Yes, that's correct. Now, do you remember what you did aboard the Aurora?
No, I don't. Thinking hurts. It's hard to... It takes so much to just speak and not scream.
Take your time. There's no rush. Can you explain what is happening to you?
I can feel it moving through me. It burns hot, but my skin, it should be melting. I could almost see it. My skin turned black and crispy. Scent of burning flesh. The blood trickled through, destroying me completely. It hurts in my chest. Do you think my heart's on fire?
Unlikely to be the case. This is less your blood is on fire and more whatever replaced it is of a temperature that's too hot to manage. Most of you should have signs of being feverish. You're delirious right now. Your imaginings of being burned apart are influenced by that. Does it help to know what is happening internally to your body?
No. Maybe. I don't know. Am I dying?
No, you're not dying. Not yet, at least. Your brain should be cooking with the temperature the rest of your body is, just as the rest of you, but it's more like you have a terrible fever.
I'm sick?
Yes, you're sick.
I would like to rest. Please?
Of course. We'll continue this later. What did we learn from investigating the ship? There has to be something on board that caused this. Something alien or experimental?
We think we have our suspicions on what might have caused the mutation of the crew.
Go on.
We discovered that the ship's drive was malfunctioning. We need to be certain of this. But it's the only piece of equipment with unique damage done to it.
Unique?
Yes, Doctor. The drive was leaking the same white substance. The exact same thing that is flowing through the crew's veins. Almost as if what was inside the drive is now inside of them. Does that make sense?
You think the drive malfunctioning was what caused their mutation? It somehow, infused them with the substance it runs on?
We don't know the specifics of what happened. Just what we found.
This isn't the only thing we found out. The people who made the drive at the Xerxes company, a bunch of prickheads, they said that they were going to be making the next best drives. They would allow ships to fly fast and more efficiently, or with less need of fuel, something like that. We of Xerxes see the way to the future, and we want to bring you there. I don't think I want their future if this is it.
Whatever they used to make these new drives, I don't think this was the intention. But I also don't think they cared about the potential problems.
Well, they're going to have to. I need to talk more to the man. I want to hear what he has to say about this.
If you can get him to talk about it, it doesn't seem like it went well.
I have to keep trying. How are you feeling?
Better? It's hard. The water helps, but not enough. Not nearly enough.
I see. You've been given a fair amount of sedatives, too, in order to minimize the pain.
So I can talk.
It is not easy for me to watch you suffer like this. I promise you, if there was any other way...
My name is August. I remember. At least it's a name I remember. Might not be mine.
August is a nice name. It can be yours.
I can't do this after all. I'm sorry. There is a record on the ship, I think. It should be what you need.
Just rest for right now. I'll see what I can find. I found the records of what must have happened aboard the ship. I brought a few of them up to August while he's still conscious, and it seems to mostly feel right. There is anger in the way that he feels, but August is too exhausted to express it. It hurts to watch him struggle. I feel like we hit the mark with him being conscious and well enough to speak, but I think it's destroying him to find the will to manage. We want to help them to understand, but is it really okay for us to do that at the expense of another person? I can tell August is on the brink of joining the others. He has more resolve and strength than I could ever believe. I hate what I've done so far. Finding ways to keep him lucid enough to talk. I'm a doctor. I'm supposed to help people. And now all I can see is his face twisted in pain, desperate to answer and to help. So he gets to rest right now before I check on him again. The ship reports indicate they were heading out far to the edges of the solar system, near Pluto, looking for something. The new drive for the ship was supposed to help them get there and back faster than it normally should take. Usually, you can't take that kind of trip in one go, but they were able to. That drive must have been powerful. When they were coming back to Earth... that's when it all went wrong. I don't know the specifics. The crew logs and what's left of the onboard records, it seems like some kind of energy signal burst through their ship, scrambling signals and messing with the drive? Yes. Something hit the drive, which is what caused it to malfunction. I don't know anything about ships, but from what I can tell, whatever happened to it rippled out and affected the crew. I should tell August what I know again. I'm sure... No, it wouldn't be right. This is Xerxes' fault, what happened to them. Everyone's suffering. They promised it would change our world, innovate space technology. How vile of them not to care if problems arise. This was probably never even tested. I need to check on the others, see if August is still conscious. I hope this does not get any worse.
We're losing them. No, it can't end like this.
Their bodies rejecting the change.
Oh God, it's burning right through them.
The smell. Oh damn, the smell.
Someone tell Dr. Fennel about this. She's with that man.
Something isn't right. August, I need to... Are you sure about this?
His body is showing signs of it too. It would be better to put him out of his misery before his body rejects the mutation.
It's possible he could be the one to survive it.
And live in pain for the rest of his life? He can't live like this. And it'd take years to develop a solution to stabilize him.
You don't know that.
Would you really keep him in pain just to find out?
Of course not. I'm not a monster. I just hate knowing that they all died before we could do anything for them. Those bastards probably would have kept them alive as some sick experiment. I can't watch his body burn up from the inside out. August, I think it'll haunt my nightmares having to witness it.
I don't think any of us are gonna forget. I've seen some fucked up deaths in my time as a traveling doctor. It's why I settled down here.
You can't really escape the horror once you become a doctor.
No, I guess not.
I'm going to tell him. I would ask if he wants to be put out of his misery, but I think he's already made up his mind.
Patricia, take care of yourself after this.
They will never pay.
They will, I promise.
Please, just end me.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It hurts, Doctor. It burns. I can't any longer.
You'll go to sleep with the others. You don't need to suffer any longer.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Sorry?
Sorry you couldn't save us. I hope you save others from our fate.
We will do our best.
Good night, Dr. Fennel.
Good night, August. It has been a week since we put the crew of the Aurora to rest. The 14 of them are no longer suffering. It is with a heavy heart that we could save none of them. I didn't know August for long, but his loss and the loss of the other 13 will haunt me for the rest of my career. We reported what happened to the authorities of Luna and to those on Earth still. The Xerxes company cannot get away with this. Their experimental drive caused the suffering of 14 people and potentially more. We have no idea at this time how many ships are using Drive FIR 370, nor the effects it's had, if it's always the same, or if each drive has created unique situations. Mostly because they refuse to release the information. Nothing so far has been done about this incident. The company is trying to claim there was another inciting incident that caused the drive to malfunction and mutate the crew on board. I countered that the possibility of a malfunction causing humans to drastically mutate is cause enough for concern, but no one listened to me. I promised August I would see them pay, and I intend to see that through. For now, all I can do is make sure no one else has to suffer like them. Report over. I need a drink and a fucking vacation. Dr. Patricia Fennel out.
Devoid of Space is a sci-fi horror anthology created and produced by Charlie Caruso-Neal. It is an affiliate of Law of Names Media. You can find more information at devoidofspace.lawofnames.com or on our Twitter at Devoid of Space. This episode, The Xerxes Report, Burning Blood, was written and directed by Charlie Caruso-Neal and was edited by Jesse. This episode featured the following voices.
Dr. Agreste is played by Jason Patrick Galit, JPG.
Dr. Fennel was played by Emma Johanna Puranen.
And featured the additional voice work of Kale Brown and Lafayette Europong. The music for the podcast was created by Michael Freitag. And the cover art and logo was created by Cassidy Caruso-Neal. Remember, this space is anything but safe.